The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
Wine Vault Radio with Jason Bryant from winevaulttv.com.
Yes, the place where he posts all kinds of videos with interviews of people in the wine world and also his opinions on bottles of wine.
And this week we've done Giappo red wine and chocolate ice cream.
Oh, wow.
And I've got to say that the creation is magical.
Red wine, chocolate, ice cream. And it's the chocolate, I'm just guessing it'd be probably Whittaker's. Is it?
No. It's really, really top-end Criollo chocolate.
Oh.
I think it's kind of 80%. And so what he's done, I selected 6 bottles of wine.
Yep.
And he made 6 batches, made a questionnaire, a taste sheet.
Yep.
Got people to taste it blind, 1 to 6, and they marked kind of which one they liked best, blah, blah, blah. And the clear winners from just my little snapshot were 2 Kiwi wines.
Wow.
So we did 3 Kiwi wines, an Australian, an Italian, and a French.
What's the texture like? I guess it's gelato, but...
Well, no, it was a bit more kind of interesting than that. Some were kind of really rich and almost creamy, and because it really depends on the alcohol content of the wine as well. Depends whether it kind of adjusts the freezing point.
Yeah.
And obviously the consistency and the mouthfeel, and so each one was slightly different.
Yeah.
I really, ironically, liked an Australian and a Kiwi wine, but everybody else there was saying that they really liked kind of number 1 and 6, which was Villa Maria and St Clair. And my one was Yolumba, stuck in the middle, and then there was an Italian Primitivo, but they're all fairly similar in style. And I've got to say, great concept, really well executed, and the ice cream was delicious.
Yum. I would have thought, this being budget week, that you would have done a wine tasting that would have reflected budget.
We did, ironically, because basically we've just taken away from the poor aspect in wine sector and given to the rich aspect of the wine sector. Like all these bottles were kind of sitting around the $30 to $60, $70 mark. So out of most people's reach, and even most people's reach in a couple of weeks' time as well.
Yeah.
But that's all I'm going to say on the budget, apart from, why give money to the poor? They're only going to spend it.
You're being sarcastic, yeah? What do you say?
Well, we don't need to give them any more tax cuts and any more, and we just need to take money away so they don't spend it. That's what I say.
Yeah. Brutal. You're a brutal man.
I know that I've noticed on the kind of new media channels that it was fairly split. The opinion.
I think I've whittled down my the people I follow on Twitter to people I will only ever agree with. So I don't get to see what the other side says.
Right. Okay. See, I'm a bit more kind of open.
I'm not interested. I don't want to get angry throughout the day. I don't want to look at my Twitter feed and be pissed off at people.
Life's too short.
Yeah, I want everyone who disagrees with me and I agree with them. It's nice.
One of the other interesting things about kind of like the use of new media this week that I observed was Metro Magazine's relevance now, and it's become. Hopefully, we've seen a seismic shift away from just kind of like the best restaurants and best cafes and best suburbs.
Yeah,
and we've seen some.
They still do that.
They still do that, yeah. But I don't think that should be the primary reason why people buy that as a magazine.
So
I'd like them to be the centrepiece for Auckland, the not only the digital but also the printed media as the Bible of Auckland.
There's a real opportunity there.
Yeah, there's real opportunity, and to make that good crossover as well between both medias.
And also
mediums.
Putting in that investigative journalism, like the John Stevenson article. Yeah. Someone, I think, in that conversation I overheard you having about Metro, they said that there was another article.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
I can't remember what that was about.
About Wellington being the cultural capital.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That it wasn't.
Yeah, that it wasn't. So I really kind of like that, and I think both mediums, you've got an immediate medium, such as like Twitter, and then you've got the traditional medium, which is their actual magazine. Yeah. And I think if you can create debate on one, it translates onto the other. Yeah. And so I thought that was really healthy and energetic, and that they were engaging, and so big plus to them.
Indeed. What have you brought in today?
Second big plus of the week is that the London International Wine Fair is on, and also the Decanter World Wine Awards have just been selected, and 78% of all New Zealand wine entered into this show.
Yeah.
Won a medal.
Crikey, that's
won an
pretty
award.
awesome.
Yeah, so that's huge. And it dominated the Sauvignon Blanc. New Zealand wine dominated the Sauvignon Blanc category.
Is this the Premier World Wine Award?
I would say it's the premium award to get. So I've got to say, big kind of ups to the New Zealand wine industry for that.
Yeah.
And so, we are making inroads, and I still think that the industry is in crisis, but this goes a long way to kind of cement New Zealand wine on the international stage. Mm. So what we're drinking today, to celebrate, I love this label. I think it's very clean, it's classic.
Black Estate?
Black Estate, nice black label.
Yeah.
I think everything about the label is lovely. Even though it's quite new world,
yeah,
it's done because it's stark.
Yeah,
I think it has shelf presence.
It's very stylish.
Yeah,
nice. I like it.
I think the winery is owned by a former councillor of Christchurch. It's down in the Waipara Valley, so another kind of favourite region of mine.
Renowned for the Rieslings, of course.
Renowned for their Riesling, and also they're just making just really good wine across the board. I think they've got such a good soil profile and good climate that they can make quite a few varieties. So for me, it's got an attractive lemon zesty, sweet lemon zest, almost caramelised lemon zest nose. Now Riesling's kind of she's quite puckery. I thought it was going to be, given the nose, I thought it was going to be a lot more kind of sweetness come through in that fruit.
There's a lot of Sav kind of characteristics to it.
I think that the drying and the acid aspect is a real pleasant surprise. This would have gone really well with my fish and chips last night.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I made homemade fish and chips. Did the chips.
Yeah, the batter.
Yeah. Did the breadcrumbed.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But then made it look like MasterChef. I'm glad that Nadia Lim won MasterChef, although she did cry a bit too much. Anyway, that's enough. But yeah, this would have gone really well with that, because you've got that kind of piercing citrus, and it's quite a precision acid that runs through the middle of that front to back. And then you've got that fruit, and then you've got the drying aspect, which would have, if you're having battered fish, it would have cut straight through that.
Yeah. I quite like it when it's dry like that, and it doesn't linger too long. You still got it there, but the dryness kind of cuts, as you say, and then it's gone. And you're ready for the next mouthful.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a key component of this wine. That otherwise you're left there wanting a glass of water rather than another mouthful of wine.
Yeah,
and that's what this wine, I think, is very well balanced. It's 2010, so it's still fairly young. There's still a few years to go on this wine. And Michel Chapoutier just announced that the kerosene characters on Riesling are a fault in the wine.
Oh, okay.
I disagree, but we'll talk about that next week.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
Any kerosene characters on this one?
No,
I didn't think so.
It's usually with aged Riesling. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant. All right. For more, head to winevaulttv.com and have a conversation with Jason on Twitter, twitter.com/JAYSON_Bryant.